All right, let's dive into a world of sunshine and smiles. We're talking about those folks who bring the energy at resorts and hotels and cruise ships.
Yeah, tourist animators.
Tourist animators. If you're thinking about making a splash in this fun field,
We've got you covered.
that's right. And today we're using RoleCatcher's Career Guide and Interview Guide specifically for tourist animators.
They're packed with insider tips
They'll help you nail that interview.
and land that dream job.
Yeah. So let's jump right in. First things first, what does a tourist animator actually do?
All right, so think of it as a blend of creativity and organization and people skills. That's really the heart of it. You're designing those engaging activities, everything from poolside games to themed parties. You're coordinating staff and performers, making sure the guests are having an absolute blast. It's not just about keeping things lively, it's about creating those memorable experiences.
Sounds pretty dynamic. But let's get practical. What about the work environment? Give us the inside scoop.
Okay, so picture this. Fast-paced, high energy, lots of interaction. You'll be on your feet, engaging with guests from all walks of life. You're collaborating with colleagues.
Wow.
And, you might even be working outdoors in some pretty beautiful locations. Just be prepared for irregular hours,
Yeah.
especially during those peak seasons and, the physical demands of keeping the party going.
Okay, so definitely not a desk job. But let's face it, every job has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest perks and challenges?
Well, on the plus side, just imagine meeting people from all corners of the globe, potentially traveling to some amazing destinations. You get to tap into that creative side.
Right.
You make people smile for a living. How cool is that?
Pretty cool. But what about the flip side? What challenges might pop up?
Well, those irregular hours we talked about can be demanding.
Right.
And the work can be physically tiring, for sure.
Uh-huh.
You need to be adaptable, think on your feet, especially when dealing with the unexpected, or let's be real, the occasional difficult guest.
Ah, the dreaded difficult tourist. But that's where those top-notch people skills come into play, right?
Absolutely. And that's why interview prep is so crucial. You want to be able to demonstrate that ability to handle those tricky situations with grace and professionalism. Luckily, RoleCatcher provides some sample interview questions that'll help you practice and really perfect those answers.
Okay, let's dive right into those questions. I'll play the interviewer,
Yeah.
and you can guide our listener through the best approach. All right, first up, what experience do you have in the tourism industry?
Great question. Now, if you've already worked as a tourist animator, absolutely highlight that experience. Focus on your successes, how you made a positive impact. But even if you're brand new to the field,
Okay.
you likely have some transferable skills. So think about any experience working with people, planning events, providing excellent customer service.
So even if you haven't worn that official tourist animator hat, there are still ways to showcase relevant skills.
Exactly. For example, let's say you worked as a camp counselor. You could say something like, while I haven't worked specifically as a tourist animator, my experience as a camp counselor really taught me how to engage large groups, how to plan and lead those activities, and just adapt to different personalities and needs. You see? Transferable skills.
That's a great example. And I love how RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your experience and even suggest specific keywords or phrases
Yes.
that'll resonate with potential employers.
It's like having a personal branding expert.
Totally. Okay, moving on to a question that might feel a little bit trickier. How do you handle difficult customers?
Okay, so with this one,
Hmm.
they're looking for your problem-solving skills. How do you maintain your professionalism even when things get a little bit tough? The STAR method is really your friend here. Situation, task, action, result.
Okay.
Describe a specific situation, explain what your task was, outline the action you took, and highlight that positive outcome you achieved.
Can you give us an example of the STAR method in action?
Sure. Let's say you're working as a server, and a customer's upset about their order. You could say, once, a customer received the wrong dish and became pretty frustrated. My task was to resolve the situation and make sure they left happy. I apologized sincerely, listened to their concerns, and quickly corrected the order. And I also offered them a complimentary dessert. In the end, the customer left satisfied.
That shows you can stay calm, resolve issues, and go that extra mile to turn a negative experience around. Now, I bet RoleCatcher's AI could even provide feedback
It can.
on your tone and your delivery to make sure you're projecting confidence and empathy.
Absolutely. It's all about refining your answers and really nailing that interview.
All right, time for a question that taps into your creativity. What strategies do you use to engage tourists and keep them entertained? Now, this is your chance to shine.
This is it. Highlight that passion, your ability to think outside the box. Talk about specific activities or events you've planned or would like to plan, and show how you adapt to different age groups and interests.
I love that. It's like painting a picture of your unique approach to entertainment.
Exactly. For instance, you could say, I'm super passionate about local history and would love to create an interactive walking tour with like historical reenactments and trivia challenges. And, I'd even incorporate technology, maybe using an augmented reality app to like bring historical figures to life.
Oh, that's so engaging. I'd sign up for that tour in a heartbeat.
Spark their interest. Show them you can think creatively. Don't be afraid to showcase your individual flair.
All right, now for a question that highlights safety. How do you ensure the safety of tourists during their visit? Now, this is serious business.
Absolutely. They want to see that you prioritize safety, that you understand the responsibility that comes with guiding and entertaining those guests. So think about potential risks involved in various activities and outline the steps you take to mitigate those risks.
So being proactive and detail-oriented is key here.
Exactly. For example, you could mention things like conducting risk assessments before every activity, providing clear safety briefings, having first aid on hand, establishing communication protocols for emergencies.
It shows you're not just about the fun and games, but that you're also a responsible professional.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI
Yes.
can offer insights into industry standard safety protocols and best practices, just so you're extra equipped with that knowledge to impress those interviewers.
That's so incredibly helpful.
Mhm.
Okay, let's tackle this next question. How do you manage your time efficiently when planning and executing tours? Time management, a skill we could all use a little help with.
Absolutely, especially in this kind of role where you're juggling multiple tasks and deadlines. So share those specific techniques you use to stay organized. Are you a to-do list person? Do you use a digital calendar? Do you have a system for prioritizing those tasks?
It's all about showing them that you're organized and you
Yeah.
can handle the fast-paced nature of the job.
Right. So, for example, you could say, I always prioritize tasks based on urgency, and create those detailed timelines to make sure everything stays on track. I also leverage, project management tools. I utilize digital calendars, to stay organized and meet those deadlines.
That's a great way to demonstrate efficiency and attention to detail. Now, I'm curious, how could RoleCatcher's AI further assist in this area?
Oh, it's fantastic. So the AI can analyze your schedule, suggest time management strategies tailored to your specific workload,
Oh,
and it can even help you identify potential time-saving tools or techniques.
that's amazing. It's like having a personal time management guru.
Exactly.
Okay, ready for our next question. This one is all about those picture-perfect vacation moments. How do you ensure that tourists have a positive experience during their visit?
So this is where you showcase your understanding of hospitality and that ability to create those truly memorable experiences. Think about those wow moments that make a vacation special. How would you go above and beyond to exceed guest expectations?
So it's about more than just basic service. It's about exceeding those expectations and, adding a little touch of magic.
Exactly. Think about personalizing those interactions, being attentive to individual needs, offering helpful recommendations, resolving any issues quickly and professionally.
Could you give us an example? I'm eager to hear what magic you'd create.
Okay, let's say you're leading a tour and you notice a guest seems a bit lost or unsure. You could say, I always try to engage each guest individually, remembering their names, their interests. If someone seemed a little hesitant, I would gently encourage them, offer some extra assistance, maybe even connect them with other guests who share those interests.
That's so thoughtful. It's about creating that welcoming and inclusive atmosphere where everyone feels valued.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of genuine enthusiasm. Your passion for your work, it's contagious, and it can make a world of difference. Such a great point. Okay, time for another question. And this one is about staying ahead of the curve. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and developments in the tourism industry? The industry's constantly evolving, so staying informed is key.
Right. They want to see that you're passionate about that continuous learning, about keeping your finger on the pulse of the tourism world.
So how can our listener demonstrate their commitment to that professional development? What are some concrete examples?
So share how you stay informed. Do you subscribe to industry publications? Do you attend conferences, webinars? Follow influential travel bloggers or industry experts on social media? Be specific. Show them that you are actively engaged in extending that knowledge.
Okay, so it's not just about saying you're eager to learn, it's
Well,
about proving it through your actions.
exactly. So you could say, I'm a member of a professional tourism association, and I regularly attend their events. I also follow industry thought leaders on social media, and I subscribe to relevant podcasts to stay updated about emerging trends and those best practices. That's a great example. It shows you're proactive and genuinely interested in the evolution of the field. Now, I'm curious, how can RoleCatcher's AI enhance this learning process?
Oh, it's fantastic. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze industry trends and news, creating a personalized feed of relevant articles, webinars, even online courses, all tailored to your specific career goals. It's like having a personalized professional development coach.
So it's not just about finding the information, it's about having the right information delivered directly to you.
Precisely.
All right, let's tackle a question that can be a real hurdle for some. How do you deal with language barriers when communicating with tourists? This is especially important in a globalized world where you're interacting with people from all over.
You're right, it's a common challenge, but it's also an opportunity to showcase your communication skills and cultural sensitivity. They want to see that you can effectively bridge those language gaps and create a positive experience for everyone involved.
So what are some effective strategies for overcoming those language barriers?
Well, think about being resourceful, stepping outside your comfort zone. You could use visual aids, gestures, basic phrases in the guest's language, translation apps, and enlist the help of multilingual colleagues. It's about finding creative solutions to ensure that communication is clear.
Can you give us an example of using those strategies effectively?
Sure, imagine you're leading a nature walk, and you need to explain safety precautions to a guest who doesn't speak your language.
Okay.
You could use visual aids, like pictures or diagrams, to demonstrate the rules, use hand gestures to emphasize key points, and even learn a few basic phrases in their language to create that connection.
That's a great way to combine different approaches and make that information accessible to everyone. Now, I'm curious, how can RoleCatcher's AI assist in bridging those language barriers?
Oh, it's incredibly helpful. RoleCatcher's AI can actually translate key phrases or even entire conversations in real time, which can be so helpful in those spontaneous interactions where you need quick and accurate communication. It can even provide cultural insights and tips for effective cross-cultural communication.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal interpreter and cultural guide right there in your pocket. Okay, let's move on to a question that taps into your leadership potential. How do you motivate and manage a team of tourist animators? Now, this one is for those who aspire to lead and inspire others.
Exactly. They're looking for someone who can foster that positive and productive work environment, delegate tasks effectively, inspire their team to excel. Think about a great leader you've worked with in the past. What qualities did they possess?
I'm guessing they were excellent communicators, organized, and they had a knack for motivating and inspiring their team.
You got it. And in the context of tourist animation, those qualities are even more crucial. You're dealing with a fast-paced, high-energy environment. You need to keep your team energized and focused on creating those memorable experiences for guests.
So how can our listener demonstrate those leadership qualities in their answer?
So share specific examples of how you've motivated and managed teams in the past. Maybe you spearheaded a team-building activity, effectively delegated tasks during a busy event, or maybe you even found a creative way to boost morale. Leadership's about inspiring action, not just giving orders.
Great point. And I bet RoleCatcher's AI
It can
provide insights into effective leadership styles and strategies, all tailored to the tourism industry.
Absolutely. It can even analyze your leadership strengths and weaknesses, helping you identify areas for growth and development.
That's incredibly valuable. Okay, ready for our final question. This one focuses on handling the big picture. How do you handle the logistics of planning and executing large-scale events and activities?
Okay, so this is where your organizational skills and your ability to think strategically really come into play.
Right.
They want to see that you can handle the pressure of coordinating multiple moving parts, managing those budgets, and ensuring a smooth and successful event.
So it's all about demonstrating that you can plan, organize, and execute flawlessly, even under pressure.
Exactly. So think about all those steps involved in planning a large event, from setting a budget, a timeline, securing those vendors, managing RSVPs. You want to demonstrate your experience creating those detailed plans, delegating tasks, anticipating potential problems before they arise.
Could you give us an example of how to showcase those skills in action?
Sure. Imagine you're planning a themed party for a resort. You could say, when I'm planning large-scale events, I always start with a detailed checklist, including all the necessary tasks, deadlines, and responsible parties. I also develop a communication plan so all stakeholders are informed and on the same page. And of course, I always have a backup plan in case of those unforeseen circumstances.
That's a great example of how to demonstrate your ability to plan and execute flawlessly.
Exactly. And don't forget to emphasize your ability to stay calm under pressure and make quick decisions when necessary. You know, those large-scale events can be unpredictable, but a skilled tourist animator can handle any curveball with grace and professionalism.
Wow, we covered all 10 interview questions from RoleCatcher's interview guide. That's a lot of ground covered. But I feel like we've just scratched the surface of what it takes to be a successful tourist animator.
It's true. This career path offers so much variety and opportunity for growth.
Before we move on to how RoleCatcher's AI can help you personalize your answers and tailor your approach to specific job roles, let's do a quick recap. What are the key takeaways for our listener?
Okay, so first and foremost, preparation is absolutely key.
Right.
Research the company, understand the specific role, and practice your answers to those common interview questions. Be ready to share those concrete examples that highlight your skills and experience.
And don't be afraid to showcase your personality and your passion.
Absolutely. That enthusiasm, that genuine love for creating memorable experiences, those are essential qualities.
And remember, it's not just about answering the questions correctly, it's about connecting with that interviewer and conveying your unique strength and your value. Now let's talk about something that really excites me. RoleCatcher's AI advantage. From what I've gathered, their AI can take interview prep to a whole new level.
It really can. It's not just about crafting those perfect answers. It's about providing personalized insights and feedback that can help you stand out from the crowd and land that dream job.
Okay, tell me more about how this AI works its magic. What are some of the key features?
Well, for starters, you can use RoleCatcher's AI to tailor your CV and cover letter to each specific job you're applying for.
Okay.
The AI analyzes the job description, identifies those keywords, those skills that are most important to the employer,
Right.
and then it suggests ways to incorporate those keywords, highlight those relevant skills in your application materials.
That's so helpful. It takes the guesswork out of figuring out what to emphasize.
Exactly. And their AI-powered interview practice tool,
Okay.
it's a game changer. You can record yourself answering those common interview questions and get instant feedback on your content, your tone of voice, even your body language.
It's like having a personal interview coach right in your pocket.
Exactly.
And here's the really cool part. RoleCatcher's AI can actually connect you
Yes.
with potential employers
It's true.
who are actively seeking candidates with your skill set.
They have a feature called employer matching, where you can opt in to share your profile with registered employers looking for candidates with your specific qualifications.
So it's not just about finding jobs, it's about having jobs find you.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It gives you that competitive edge in a crowded market.
Wow, I'm seriously impressed. RoleCatcher has really thought of everything to make the job search process as seamless and successful as possible.
They really have. It's a comprehensive platform that provides all the resources and support you need to launch that dream career in tourism.
Okay, I'm convinced. RoleCatcher is definitely a must-have for anyone aspiring to be a tourist animator. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned about this exciting profession.
Sounds good. What are some of the key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind?
Well, first off, it's clear that being a tourist animator is more than just leading games and activities. It's about creating those memorable experiences, building those relationships, ensuring the safety and satisfaction of those guests.
Absolutely. It requires a unique blend of creativity, organizational skills, communication skills, and a genuine passion for the tourism industry.
And it's a field that's constantly evolving, so a commitment to continuous learning is essential.
Couldn't agree more. And with RoleCatcher's AI-powered resources, staying ahead of the curve has never been easier.
All right, so let's leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question to ponder as we head into the next part of our deep dive. We talked about the importance of personalizing experiences for guests. But what about personalizing your own career path?
That's a great point. The tourism industry offers so much variety, from working at luxurious resorts to leading adventure tours to specializing in cultural heritage. There's so much out there.
So to our listener, I encourage you to explore those options, identify your passions, and chart a course that aligns with your unique skills and interests.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you discover those hidden pathways, connect you with opportunities that might not even be on your radar yet.
Can't wait. We'll see you there.
See you there. Welcome back. It's amazing how personalized career paths are becoming so important.
You're absolutely right. It's like designing your own adventure,
Yeah.
but in the world of tourism.
Precisely. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can really shine. The platform analyzes your skills, your interests, and suggests alternative paths you might not have even considered.
So it's not just about finding a job.
Right.
It's about, like, discovering your potential within this vast world of tourism.
Exactly. You might start as, a general tourist animator, but then a spark ignites your passion for event planning.
Right.
And you transition into managing those large-scale conferences or festivals, bringing those organizational dreams to life. Or maybe you develop a deep interest in sustainable tourism and you find a niche working with eco-conscious travel companies.
Oh, wow. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
It's about seizing those opportunities for growth and evolution.
Absolutely. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI is like your personal career navigator, kind of guiding you through those twists and turns, helping you make those informed decisions, connecting you with resources to thrive.
Speaking of thriving, let's jump back into those interview questions.
Okay.
We left off talking about leadership, and here's another one that dives right into that. How do you handle the logistics of planning and executing large-scale events and activities?
All right, so this one definitely screams organization and strategy. The interviewer wants to see that you can handle the pressure of coordinating all those moving parts, those budgets, and making sure the event is a success for, a large group. So think about planning a big event. What steps would you take?
Okay, let me see. Setting a budget, creating a timeline, securing those vendors, managing RSVPs, and creating that detailed plan are all crucial.
You are spot on. Highlight your experience in those areas. Explain how you delegate tasks, how you anticipate problems, and how you ensure that everyone's on the same page.
Okay, can you give us an example to really illustrate those skills? I'm picturing like a massive beach party complete with live music and fireworks.
I like where your head's at. Let's say you're planning that beach bash. You could say, when I plan large-scale events, I always start with a super detailed checklist, that covers all the tasks, the deadlines, who's responsible for what. I also develop a communication plan to keep everyone in the loop. And of course, I always have a backup plan, just in case of those unexpected hiccups. Rain or shine, the party must go on.
That's a fantastic example. It shows you're organized, you're proactive, and you can really handle any curveball that comes your way.
Exactly. And don't forget to emphasize your ability to stay calm under pressure. Large-scale events can be unpredictable, but a skilled tourist animator can navigate those challenges with grace and professionalism.
Now, I know we focused a lot on those 10 sample questions from RoleCatcher.
Yes.
But I want to circle back to the beginning for a moment. We discussed the work environment, the pros and cons of this career. But is there anything else that aspiring tourist animators should consider?
That's a great point. One thing we haven't touched on is the potential for specialization within the field.
Oh, interesting.
Did you know that some tourist animators focus on specific activities or demographics?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Tell me more.
Okay, so, for example, some might specialize in children's entertainment. Designing those engaging games and activities for younger guests. Others might focus on fitness and wellness, like leading yoga classes or organizing sports tournaments. And still others might specialize in cultural activities, sharing local traditions, music, or dance with guests.
That's incredible. So there really are opportunities to, niche down.
Yes.
And focus on your passions within this field.
Absolutely. And that's definitely something you can highlight during your interview process. When answering those questions about your experience and skills, think about any specializations you might be interested in and how you can tailor your responses accordingly.
That's fantastic advice. And I bet RoleCatcher's AI could even help identify potential specializations based on your skills and interests.
You're right. The AI can analyze your profile and suggest career paths or specializations that align with your strengths and your passions. It's like having a personalized career counselor guiding you toward that perfect niche within tourist animation.
Speaking of RoleCatcher's AI, we briefly mentioned how it can help tailor your CV and cover letter.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that a bit more? I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear how AI can boost their job search game.
Absolutely. So RoleCatcher's AI-powered CV and cover letter builder is incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
It analyzes the specific job description you're targeting, and identifies those keywords and skills that are most important to the employer. And then it suggests ways to incorporate those keywords, highlight those relevant skills in your application materials.
So it's not just about like listing your experiences and skills. It's about presenting them in a way that really resonates with potential employers. It's like having a personal branding expert crafting those application materials.
Precisely. It helps you stand out from the crowd, capture the attention of those hiring managers.
Right.
It's an incredibly valuable tool, especially in a competitive field like tourism.
Now, before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the exciting world of RoleCatcher's AI advantage in even more detail, is there anything else that aspiring tourist animators should keep in mind during their interview prep?
Absolutely. One thing that often gets overlooked is the importance of asking thoughtful questions at the end of the interview. It shows that you're genuinely interested in the role in the company.
You're right. It shows you've been actively listening and that you're eager to learn more. What kind of questions would you recommend asking?
That's a great question. So you could ask about the company's culture, opportunities for professional development, or maybe even inquire about the team you'd be working with. You could even ask about the interviewer's experience in the industry.
I love those suggestions.
Yeah.
So turning that interview into a conversation, showing your engagement and curiosity.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can even provide you with a list of potential questions, all tailored to the specific company and role you're interviewing for. It's like having a cheat sheet of insightful questions to impress those interviewers.
Wow, that's incredibly helpful. RoleCatcher really has thought of everything to empower job seekers. All right, I'm excited to dive deeper into the world of RoleCatcher's AI advantage in the next part of our deep dive.
Me too. We'll uncover how this cutting-edge technology can help you personalize those answers, get feedback on your delivery, and even connect you with potential employers.
Don't miss it. We'll see you there for the grand finale of our deep dive. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of tourist animators. We've talked about the ins and outs of the role, we tackled those tough interview questions, and now it's time to explore the game changer, RoleCatcher's AI advantage.
I'm really excited to dive into this. RoleCatcher's AI really takes your job search and interview prep to a whole new level. It offers personalized support and insights that can honestly make all the difference.
Okay, so let's break it down. How does this AI actually work its magic? What are those key features that make it so valuable?
Well, one of the most impressive features is their AI-powered interview practice tool. So imagine this. You can record yourself answering those common interview questions and get instant feedback on your content.
Right.
Your tone of voice, and even your body language. It's like having a virtual interview coach in your pocket.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It takes the guesswork out of interview prep and really helps you refine those answers.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just the content, The AI analyzes your delivery, providing tips on how to project confidence and enthusiasm and authenticity. It even helps you identify any nervous habits or distracting mannerisms that you might not be aware of.
So it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. It's all about making that strong impression.
You got it. And here's where it gets even more impressive. RoleCatcher's AI can actually connect you with potential employers who are actively seeking candidates with your specific skill set. They have this feature called employer matching, and you can opt in to share your profile with registered employers who are looking for someone just like you.
Wait, so it's not just about finding jobs. It's about having those jobs find you.
Precisely. RoleCatcher's AI takes like a proactive approach to the whole job hunting thing.
That's incredible.
It's like having a personal recruiter working behind the scenes to connect you with that perfect opportunity.
I'm blown away. RoleCatcher has seriously revolutionized the job search process. But beyond those amazing AI-powered tools, is there anything else that aspiring tourist animators should keep in mind as they embark on their career journey?
Yes. One thing we always emphasize is the importance of networking. Building connections within the industry can open so many doors to opportunities that you might not even know are out there.
That's a great point. Networking is all about building those relationships and expanding that professional circle.
Exactly. Attend those industry events. Connect with professionals on LinkedIn. Reach out to those tourist animators who inspire you. Building that strong network can provide valuable insights, mentorship, and even potential job leads.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI can help with networking too.
You're right. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your network, identify key connections that you might be missing, and even suggest potential networking opportunities based on your career goals.
They have seriously thought of everything. It's like having a personal networking assistant guiding you to the right connections.
It is. And remember, networking isn't just about asking for favors. It's about building those genuine relationships, sharing knowledge, supporting each other's growth.
That's such an important reminder. It's about building a community.
Absolutely. And now, as we wrap up our deep dive, let's reflect on what we've learned about this dynamic and rewarding career path.
It's been such a journey. We explored the diverse responsibilities of a tourist animator. We mastered those interview questions, and we even uncovered the power of RoleCatcher's AI advantage.
It's definitely clear that being a tourist animator is way more than just leading those games and activities. It's about creating memorable experiences, building connections with people from all walks of life, and ensuring the safety and satisfaction of every guest.
It's about bringing joy and laughter,
Yeah.
and adding a touch of magic to every interaction. And with the right tools and support, anyone can embark on a career that contributes to that mission.
Absolutely. So to our listener, if you're ready to dive into this world, just remember that RoleCatcher is your guide and your companion.
Right. Their resources and their tools and that AI-powered platform will really empower you to navigate that job search
Ace those interviews.
and launch a fulfilling and rewarding career. We want to say a huge thank you to RoleCatcher for sponsoring this episode.
Yes, thank you. And for providing those invaluable resources for aspiring tourism professionals.
And to you, our listener, we hope you found this deep dive insightful and inspiring.
Remember, the world is out there, waiting to be explored. And with your passion, your creativity, your dedication, you can create those unforgettable experiences for others.
So go out there, make those connections, and bring the magic of tourist animation to life. Until next time, happy travels.